Hello everyone, welcome back to the Instant Theatre Berlin channel. I haven't been putting much new content recently. Our activities are still paused due to the current situation, and that's why I thought I would bring you a new series of short monologues and analysis that we can watch together and comment on together on the channel. In this new series, we're going to look at some monologue performances that I will be playing for you and showing you here in the clips. And then I will put some comments and observations about why I did what I did, why I made certain choices. So there will be a bit of commentary on the acting part. This is for entertainment purposes only from my side, because so finally I get to play something for the camera again. And for the channel, well, maybe we can end up learning something and pointing out interesting things about acting. So we begin today with a short monologue. It's about 1.5 minutes from the TV series, I believe it's from the TV series Hannibal. And I will be playing this monologue for the camera. You will see the performance shortly. And then I will comment a little bit on why I did what I did. So first of all, let's watch the performance. I'm a journalist. I want to tell the truth, your truth. Sometimes that involves some deception, but know this: I will never lie to you. You have all the right not to trust me, but with time, Abigail, I hope you let me prove that you can. If you tell me what you know, I can help you fill in the blanks. Your dad was a Minnesota Shrike. Your mother wasn't the first person your father killed. He killed 8 girls. 8 girls that looked just like you. The shrike is a bird that impales its prey, harvests its organs to eat later. He was sick. You will be fighting the perception that you are sick too. Perception is the most important thing in your life right now. What you remember, what you tell everyone is going to define the rest of your life. Let me help you. Help you carve a path in this world so you can survive what your father did and not be held accountable. So this monologue is about 1.5 minutes, and as you could see, it's very clearly direct to your target, the person in front of you, this girl you're trying to convince to cooperate. So this monologue doesn't really have a big part of introspection. It's mainly conversational, it's mainly direct to the person, and that's why the character is telling things very dryly and very clearly to the person in order to affect her as much as possible. As you see, I also made some choices. I put on some sort of basic costume and I made an entrance. This guy, I wanted to give the idea that this guy is very clearly motivated to make the girl trust him in order to pursue, he's basically chasing this, as a journalist, is chasing this serial killer. So the first part of the monologue, the first words you say are usually the most important, and I wanted to set up the pace. Quite dry, quite quick, quite direct. I'm a journalist. I want to tell the truth, your truth. Sometimes that involves some deception, but know this: I will never lie to you. The catch in this monologue is to create some sort of trust and rapport with this girl, because the girl has some sort of information that you need, and you need to get this information from her voluntarily. So you need to get her to trust you. How do you do that? By trying to, little by little, try to narrow things and get closer to her by telling her, we are on the same boat, or I can help you. And this is the way this character is going about in the monologue. Notice that this doesn't mean that your character is, I played it as a positive character here, but even if your character were to be deceptive or had some kind of secret plan to damage the girl, the way to go about that, to manipulate, would be exactly the same. Just to say, you know, you have this problem, I can help you, which is exactly where this character is going with his speech. You have all the right not to trust me, but with time, Abigail, I hope you let me prove that you can. If you tell me what you know, I can help you fill in the blanks. So this central part was quite tricky, and I believe there are many ways to go about this. This central part, probably in the writing, has also the function to explain the facts and the background of the story to the viewer. And as an actor, you have to make it congruent to the role that you are playing. And that's why in this particular take, I decided to go about it telling this story about this man. This man is sick, and you will be fighting the perception that you're sick too. So then we take all this background story, we put it in front of you, in front of our listener, and once again, we are at the rapport and trust building. Yeah, you'll be fighting the perception. The perception is very important. Here I am to help you. And this is where this monologue and this relationship between you and your listener is going. As you see, I'm not really talking about very technical acting concepts, because I believe the more you understand what you're saying and what your character is doing fully, then acting comes mostly naturally to you. Okay, so just to go back to our monologue, the character says, you know, perception will be that, I can help you. And there is a strong drive to, apparently there is a strong drive to really help this girl. Your dad was a Minnesota Shrike. Your mother wasn't the first person your father killed. He killed 8 girls. 8 girls that looked just like you. The shrike is a bird that impales its prey, harvests its organs to eat later. He was sick. You will be fighting the perception that you are sick too. Perception is the most important thing in your life right now. And then, of course, we have to remember that this particular clip is a monologue that I played, meaning to play it as a standalone type of piece. So, of course, the beginning sets the pace and the end must be strong as well, because it's basically the last thing you're showing to your viewer. That's why, in the end, I paced my words a little slower. I tried to find a strong full stop, a strong beat where to end my monologue, so to make it a little more memorable. However, probably in the context of the series, this end was not the end, was just in between a previous scene and then the following scene, so it would have been played a little more conversational. Remember that when you're playing a monologue by itself, you will have to find a strong beginning and a strong ending. And that's what I did here, trying to find a little change in the rhythm in order to create a bit more variety. And that's all. What you remember, what you tell everyone is going to define the rest of your life. Let me help you. Help you carve a path in this world so you can survive what your father did and not be held accountable. And I tried to make every word until the very end, where I lowered my voice. I tried to make every word understandable anyway. I tried not to whisper too much. And in the end, I lowered my voice in order to convey this final punchline falling on this beat. You can survive what your father did and not be held accountable. in order to make these words more resonating, so these words could stay with my listener a bit longer. You know, if I said like, and I'll be held accountable, you throw away your words, you throw away your end. So it's important for you to find a strong beat where to place your end. And by this, I don't mean copy the intonation of the words from an actor you like. What I mean is there is a pacing in the way you speak, there is a pacing in the way you think, and there are things that can be, you know, thrown just out there more conversationally because they're not as important as the important ones. Make sure that you make your most important points, you state them clearly, so they really go through the communication channel between you and your listener, or your listeners, or your crowd, your audience, okay? These were some observations about this short clip. Of course, if you have any questions, please post them in the comments down below. It was great fun for me to play this, and probably I will put up some more videos in the near future. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope I pointed out some things that are useful for you. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye-bye.